The streets are buzzing and the hip-hop world just caught fire. Freddie Gibbs has officially dropped a fiery diss and he's not holding back. This isn't just another track. This is a full-blown lyrical assault targeting heavyweights Jim Jones, Gunna, and Benny the Butcher, all in his latest ALFREDO to cut. Fans have been waiting for a moment like this, and Freddie delivered a storm, calling out his rivals with precision, clever wordplay, and no filter. Every line hits hard, exposing industry truths, unspoken tensions, and secret beef that the streets have been whispering about for months. The Harlem streets, Atlanta scenes, and the Midwest corners of the rap game are all watching, debating and picking sides as this battle unfolds. This diss isn't just about the lyrics, it's a statement, a warning and a spotlight on Freddie Gibbs' dominance. The references to Jim Jones' legacy, Gunna's recent moves, and Benny the Butcher's street credibility are all calculated to ignite reactions. Social media is blowing up, clips are going viral, and fans are dissecting every bar. You can feel the tension in every beat, every rhyme, and every diss aimed directly at the top-tier rappers. Whether you stan Freddie Gibbs or ride with Jim Jones, Gunna, or Benny, one thing is clear. The rap game just turned up a notch. The streets are alive, the fans are hyped, and the world is watching this ALFREDO to diss like it's a war zone. Get ready for the fallout because Freddie Gibbs just changed the game. The streets are buzzing, corners are talking, and the hip-hop world is holding its breath. Freddie Gibbs has officially dropped a fiery diss in his latest ALFREDO to track, and he's not pulling any punches. This isn't just another song, it's a full-blown lyrical war targeting none other than Jim Jones, Gunna, and Benny the Butcher. Every verse, every punchline, every rhyme is crafted like a precision strike, aimed straight at the reputations and credibility of these top-tier rappers. Fans have been waiting for a moment like this, and Gibbs has delivered the storm, exposing unspoken tensions that the streets have whispered about for months. The opening bars hit like a cannon. Gibbs doesn't waste time. He calls out Jim Jones for his alleged behind-the-scenes maneuvers, reminding the world that Harlem streets never forget. Jim's legacy, his influence, and his role in shaping East Coast rap are all acknowledged, but Gibbs twists it into a sharp attack, painting a picture of hypocrisy, missed opportunities, and rivalries buried under the gloss of fame. Every word lands with weight, challenging Jim Jones' position in the rap hierarchy while showing Freddie's lyrical dominance. Then the focus shifts to Gunna. Freddie Gibbs doesn't attack for the sake of shock. He analyzes Gunna's moves, his affiliations, and his street credibility. The diss is layered, pulling from leaked verses, social media interactions, and subtle jabs that fans are already dissecting. Gibbs questions loyalty, calls out inconsistencies, and forces Gunna's crew into the conversation. You can feel the tension in the lines, the kind of pressure that makes fans debate online at 3 a.m. Splitting social media feeds into fiery factions. And Benny the Butcher. Gibbs treats him as a key target, recognizing Benny's rise, but questioning the authenticity behind the street narratives he sells in his music. Every metaphor, every double entendre is a knife aimed at Benny's carefully constructed persona, suggesting that street respect and studio success aren't always aligned. The diss isn't personal, it's strategic, calculated, and designed to dominate the conversation for weeks. Social media has exploded. Clips of the song are circulating across TikTok, Instagram Reels, and YouTube Shorts. Fans are dissecting every bar, every subtle jab, and every implied message. The streets of Harlem, Atlanta, and Chicago are all alive with commentary. Are you Team Freddie? Or are you siding with Jim, Gunna, or Benny? The debate is viral and the chatter is relentless. Every mention of ALFREDO triggers heated arguments in comment sections, threads, and live streams, with listeners analyzing production choices, delivery, and lyricism as though they're reading coded messages. The diss also taps into the deeper culture of rap beef. Freddie Gibbs understands that the rap game thrives on tension, on history, and on street credibility. He uses references to past conflicts, subtle nods to regional dynamics, and clever wordplay that makes the listener feel like they're inside a secret conversation. The beauty of this diss lies in its layers on the surface. It's aggressive and confrontational, but beneath that, it's intelligent. Referencing moments in history, collaborations, and rivalries that hardcore fans immediately recognize. Industry insiders are taking note too. Producers, DJs, and journalists are dissecting the track, pointing out the genius in Gibbs' delivery. Some call it a masterclass in lyrical warfare, while others debate the potential fallout and how Jim Jones, Gunna, and Benny will respond. The track is more than a song, it's a statement, a warning, and a challenge to the entire rap community. Gibbs also hints at upcoming moves, subtly suggesting that the diss is only the beginning. There's an underlying threat in the lyrics, not violent in the literal sense, but in the metaphorical battlefield of rap. He's staking his claim, proving that he can dominate not just the streets, but the charts, the streams, and the conversation. Fans sense that this is a turning point. The industry watches as tension rises and the anticipation for the next response grows. By the middle of the track, Gibbs shifts gears, blending storytelling with lyrical aggression. He recounts his own rise, the obstacles he's overcome, and the authenticity he brings to his craft. Every line reinforces his credibility, reminding listeners that while the targets are powerful, the streets respect raw skill above all else. Gibbs' punchlines aren't just clever, they're reflective of the broader culture. Giving the diss historical and emotional depth, this diss also reignites old discussions. Jim Jones' past affiliations, Gunna's label connections, and Benny's street narratives are all revisited under Gibbs' microscope. Fans are researching, listening to older tracks, and comparing lyrics. Social media threads explode with clips, memes, and reactions, creating a viral storm. Every post amplifies the diss, ensuring that ALFREDO 2 isn't just another album, it's a cultural event. The streets are alive. Freddie Gibbs has set the tone, throwing down a challenge that cannot be ignored. The diss is sharp, calculated, and layered with meaning. It's aggressive enough to command attention, but clever enough to spark debate. Fans are on edge, waiting for a response, analyzing lyrics, and sharing clips. The impact is undeniable. This isn't just a song, it's a war cry. Jim Jones, Gunna, and Benny the Butcher now have to respond or risk being overshadowed by Gibbs' relentless lyrical assault. The streets are watching, the fans are divided, and the conversation is just getting started. Freddie Gibbs has lit the fuse, and the fallout is coming fast. The streets are heating up. Freddie Gibbs' latest ALFREDO 2 diss has landed like a bomb, and the ripples are spreading faster than anyone anticipated. Fans across New York, Atlanta, and Chicago are buzzing, dissecting every syllable, every hidden jab, and every insinuation. But now, it's the moment the rap world has been waiting for. Retaliation. The names Gibbs called out Jim Jones, Gunna, and Benny the Butcher aren't just going to stay silent. Each artist is preparing their next move, knowing that a weak response could cost them credibility, respect, and influence in the streets. Jim Jones is first to react. Harlem's streets are alive with speculation as Jim takes to social media, teasing his own forthcoming verse. He posts a cryptic message. Harlem, don't forget. Lessons are taught, not begged for. Fans explode, dissecting the phrase for hidden meanings. Some believe he's hinting at a direct diss track, while others think it's a subtler strike at Freddie's street reputation. Whatever the intention, the tension is palpable. Jim's legacy is on the line. He's been a staple in East Coast rap for decades, and Gibbs' attack has forced him into the spotlight again, where every decision is critical. Meanwhile, Gunna's camp is strategizing. The Atlanta rapper is known for his melodic flow, but this time, he's preparing to use the street's expectations against him. Sources close to him indicate that Gunna is considering a multi-layered response, part diss track, part lyrical storytelling that highlights his rise. Loyalty and connections. Every line is planned to counter Freddie's accusations, reinforces authenticity, and assert dominance without losing his signature style. Atlanta's hip-hop scene is buzzing, with fans anticipating how Gunna will navigate the storm. A misstep could make him look weak, and in rap beef culture, weakness is public scrutiny waiting to happen. Benny the Butcher is not taking the attack lightly either. Known for his raw street narratives and sharp lyricism, Benny's response is already forming behind closed doors. Industry insiders hint at a diss track that doesn't just address Freddie's lines, it exposes subtleties in Gibbs' story. Benny's goal is to dismantle Freddie's credibility, proving that while Gibbs can spit, he hasn't lived certain realities that Benny has endured. His upcoming verses are rumored to reference street codes, past conflicts, and loyalty disputes, ensuring the diss resonates on both a lyrical and a real-world level. Fans expect Benny's retaliation to be vicious, leaving no room for doubt about his dominance. The impact of Freddie's original diss isn't limited to the three named rappers. Other artists in the scene are weighing in, creating a domino effect. Social media platforms are flooded with reactions, memes, and analysis. Clips of Gibbs' D's are looped endlessly, dissected for hidden messages or subliminal shots at other artists. The drama spreads beyond the East Coast, with Atlanta, Chicago, and Houston fans debating online, making predictions about the next rounds of retaliation. It's a viral storm, fueled by every reaction, every speculation, and every post. Leakers and insiders are feeding the frenzy. Unreleased audio snippets from studio sessions, text messages, and behind-the-scenes footage are circulating, adding layers to the beef. Some clips suggest that alliances could shift, with certain rappers quietly taking sides. Fans speculate that collaborations, old rivalries, and hidden disputes might surface. Making this beef more than a single-track feud, it could reshape the dynamics of contemporary hip-hop. The streets are watching closely, knowing that the next verse could tilt the balance in unexpected ways. The lyrical warfare intensifies as each artist hones their style for maximum impact. Jim Jones is blending his classic Harlem punchlines with new-age flows to ensure every bar lands like a calculated strike. Gunna is using clever wordplay and melodic hooks to make Freddie's accusations look shallow, highlighting his resilience and business acumen. Benny the Butcher is preparing for a raw, aggressive response, layering storytelling with sharp disses that challenge not just Gibbs' credibility, but his authenticity. Each strategy is distinct, reflecting the personalities, strengths, and street influence of the artists involved. Fans are not passive observers, they're participants in the unfolding drama. Social media challenges, reaction videos, and lyric breakdowns flood platforms, creating endless content that spreads the story further. The community debates, memes are made, and every clip is analyzed frame by frame. The beef is no longer just about music hits, about influence, street credibility, and cultural dominance. Every fan feels like a part of the battle, picking sides and defending their favorite artist with passion. Meanwhile, the media begins to cover the feud in full force. Blogs, YouTube channels, and hip-hop news outlets scramble to analyze lyrics, speculate about hidden meanings, and predict the outcomes. Comment sections are divided. Some praise Freddie Gibbs for his audacity, while others argue that Jim, Gunna, or Benny will come back stronger. The story is evolving in real time, fueled by leaks, reactions, and the raw energy of the streets. Every new post, every new snippet, adds another layer of tension to an already volatile situation. Industry veterans watch with fascination. Some see the feud as a masterclass in modern rap warfare, where strategy, street credibility, and lyrical skill converge. Others worry about the potential for real-world consequences, noting that beefs like this have historically spilled beyond the studio, and social media. The pressure is on for each artist to respond intelligently, ensuring that their credibility remains intact while keeping the streets engaged as anticipation builds. The next moves become critical. The diss has ignited a chain reaction, forcing rappers to consider not just lyrical content, but timing, delivery, and audience perception. A late or weak response could be catastrophic, while a sharp, well-crafted retaliation could solidify dominance for months, if not years. Each artist knows that their next verse will be dissected endlessly, becoming a cultural touchstone for fans and critics alike. By the end of this part, the landscape of the beef has expanded. What started as a fiery diss from Freddie Gibbs has transformed into a multi-layered conflict involving strategy, loyalty, and reputation. The streets are alive with debate. Social media is flooded with analysis, and the anticipation for the next moves from Jim Jones, Gunna, and Benny the Butcher is at a fever pitch. The war isn't just about lyrics, it's about who can control the narrative, command respect, and emerge victorious in the court of public opinion. The streets are watching, fans are on edge, and the industry is captivated. Freddie Gibbs may have thrown the first punch, but the next rounds are about to redefine the landscape of hip-hop beef. The tension is tangible, the stakes are high, and the culture itself waits to see who will strike next. The storm has fully erupted. Freddie Gibbs' ALFREDO 2 diss didn't just rattle the streets, it shattered the calm. And now, the rap world is teetering on chaos. Harlem, Atlanta, and Chicago aren't just watching, they're living every lyric, every leak, and every slash, and every retaliation as if it were a street battle happening in real time. And every move from Jim Jones, Gunna, and Benny the Butcher carries monumental weight. Jim Jones wasted no time. Harlem's veterans stepped into the booth, crafting verses that don't just answer Freddie, they hit harder, sharper, and with a venom that's unmistakably Harlem. Every line is calculated, every punchline hits Freddie's credibility and street reputation, and the energy is electric. The streets erupt as fans share clips on social media, looping the hardest bars, reacting in disbelief, and dissecting every nuance. Jim's approach is brutal but precise. He's not just responding, he's setting the record straight and reclaiming his throne in East Coast rap. Meanwhile, Benny the Butcher's response drops like a bomb in the digital streets. The Butcher's raw, gritty lyricism hits every listener like a physical strike. His verses dissect Freddie's life, exposing inconsistencies, challenging authenticity, and laying down street codes that only someone with his experience could articulate. Social media explodes with reactions, fans in Chicago and New York alike praising his intricate wordplay, while industry insiders recognize the strategic brilliance behind the bars. Benny isn't just retaliating. He's creating a masterclass in lyrical dominance. Atlanta's Gunna takes a different route. Known for his melodic flows, he drops a track that's as much an artful rebuttal as a declaration of street and industry influence. Gunna balances storytelling with lyrical jabs, weaving his response with hooks designed to resonate with fans and radio listeners alike. The streets interpret his approach as both subtle and sophisticated, a statement that he's not only defending himself, but also showing that he can control the narrative without losing his signature sound. The ATL streets buzz with anticipation as fans dissect his every line for subliminal shots at TXT. The clash escalates beyond music. Studio leaks, behind-the-scenes footage, and cryptic social media posts add fuel to the fire. Whispers of alliances, old rivalries, and secret disputes make the beef feel like a chess match played across 3 major cities. Every leak sparks viral debates. Some fans speculate that the next track could bring in guest features, further complicating alliances. Others predict street confrontations, seeing the beef as more than music hits, a cultural event that transcends hip-hop. Freddie Gibbs is not staying silent either. He hits the studio with renewed intensity, crafting his final blow. Each verse is designed to dismantle the counters, remind fans of his lyrical prowess, and maintain street dominance. Gibbs. Strategy is simple yet effective. Show no fear, address every attack, and leave no room for misinterpretation. The release of his response sends shockwaves. Clips go viral instantly. Memes flood the internet and reactions pour in. From every corner of hip-hop culture, the industry itself watches with a mix of fascination and caution. Streaming numbers. Spike media outlets scramble to cover every angle, and fan engagement hits unprecedented levels. The beef has become more than lyrics. It's a spectacle, a masterclass in modern rap warfare. Every artist involved knows that one misstep could cost respect, while one strategic hit could elevate their legacy for years. The pressure is tangible, and the streets feel every ounce of it. Unexpected players now enter the conversation. Fans notice subtle references in lyrics from other rappers, suggesting they are weighing in, either taking sides or capitalizing on the chaos. Mentions of Lil Baby, 21 Savage, and even Drake appear in analysis threads as fans decode potential subliminal shots or cultural commentary. This ripple effect transforms the Gibbs beef into a multi-city, multi-artist phenomenon, where every line carries layers of meaning, and every fan has a theory on who might strike next. Live reactions take over social media. Instagram stories, TikTok clips, YouTube breakdowns all explode with real-time commentary. Fans passionately argue about who won each round, dissecting delivery, punchlines, and authenticity. Some create fan edits pairing verses with dramatic visuals, others live stream street debates, adding to the viral energy. It's no longer just a feud, a cultural event that merges the music, the streets, and social media into one unstoppable force. By the time the dust begins to settle, the battlefield has transformed. Harlem, Atlanta, and Chicago are still buzzing, but respect has shifted. Freddie Gibbs has shown audacity. Jim Jones has proven resilience. Benny the Butcher has reaffirmed his lyrical supremacy, and Gunna has demonstrated strategic finesse. Each artist walks away having gained something: street respect, fan loyalty, and cultural relevance. Yet, the war isn't truly over. Every line leaves a door open for the next chapter, ensuring that the streets remain engaged, invested, and hungry for more. The final lesson of this beef is clear. Rap isn't just music hit strategy, street credibility, and cultural storytelling combined. Every diss, every verse, every social media post contributes to a narrative larger than the artists themselves. The Gibbs ALFREDO 2 diss triggered a chain reaction that reshaped the landscape, proving once again that in rap, words are weapons, and the streets are always watching. The rap world stands on edge. Fans debate who truly dominated. Leaks continue to surface, and the anticipation for the next move remains high. The Gibbs ALFREDO 2 saga has not only captured attention, it has set a new standard for rap beefs in the digital era. Streets are alive, artists are ready, and the cultural impact is undeniable. The final blow might have been struck, but the war of influence, respect, and legacy will echo long after the tracks stop playing. The streets are talking. The tracks are dropping, and the rap world has never been this electrified. Freddie Gibbs just shook the game with his ALFREDO 2 diss, calling out Jim Jones, Gunna, and Benny the Butcher. And now the fallout is pure chaos. From Harlem to Atlanta to Chicago, every corner of hip-hop is buzzing, and fans like you are at the center of this cultural storm. Do you think Freddie Gibbs has what it takes to out-rap the legends he named? Or will Jim Jones' Harlem Heat, Benny the Butcher's raw lyricism, and Gunna's ATL finesse